All right, time to talk to Philippa about a few things then. Okay. So we got the standard, the banner. We got the banner and the swords of hatred last night. 2 more things to go. Things to unfold. No, we want to talk to Philippa. Where is she hiding? Up the top here. All right, that's pretty easy. Got a few things to talk to Miss Islehart about.
Clad in hues of green, amid shrubs he's seen, crouching on legs bent, catching flies.
Save. Let's go. Still loot I haven't collected in here. Or does it keep refreshing? Got it all now. Philippa!
You wanted to discuss something?
Yes. Let's talk about some notes we found.
There's proof that the Wild Hunt is a vast accumulation of the power. Something that would interest mages, you'd think.
To the mere mortal, anything that is not immediately comprehensible is suspect, the product of a conspiracy. And where there's a conspiracy, well, it's obvious mages must have hatched it.
I'm a mortal, though probably not a mere one. I found the notes of a man who spent his entire life...
Paranormal phenomena interests Cynthia, my intern. Take this up with her.
Okay, we can do that. Meanwhile, we found some info about Sheila.
Your friend Sheila is conniving with Henselt.
I know this, Witcher, but it's no cause for concern. Sheila is there to ensure Henselt doesn't fall prey to the same people who killed Foltest. We don't want him as sovereign of the Pontar Valley, but we also don't need Kedwin to descend into civil war.
She's the one who got the other kings killed.
I'm looking for Triss. Letho forced her to teleport near Vergen.
Letho?
Foltest's killer, perhaps Demavend's too. Will you help me find her?
Certainly. We sorceresses must stick together. We have too many enemies.
Triss contacted you through Sheila de Tanzerville's megascope while in Flotsam.
And I haven't heard from her since.
Can you locate her?
A megascope responds to a person's aura. If I had something of hers, I could find her. You were close to her. Maybe you have something.
I've got Triss's bandana.
Have you learned
You do
anything?
now.
Triss was here. Letho forced her to teleport.
Why would he? There are easier ways to travel.
2 of Letho's comrades, probably those responsible for Demavend's death, were hiding among the Scoia'tael. When it became evident in Flotsam that the Kingslayer wanted to dispose of Yorvith, the Scoia'tael leader gave the order to eliminate them. Letho had to reach the unit before the elven messengers did. He could only do that by teleporting.
I assumed that Triss wanted to teleport to me, but she missed the mark and they ended up in the gullies. What happened next?
Letho left her in a gully, wounded. He probably thought that she'd diversify the local trolls' diet. He himself went to see the elves and massacred the unit with his comrades. They're somewhere on the other side of the fog.
What about Triss?
She escaped from the troll. Everything suggests she's somewhere in the area.
I can assure you she is not in Vergen.
She has to be here. Locate her.
Yeah,
I'll try,
find it.
but it will take some time. Have you learned anything else?
Sheila ordered Letho and Triss killed.
I can't believe that.
Believe it. I ran into some mercenaries she enlisted to kill Letho and anyone found with him.
She must have meant the other Kingslayers. Are you sure she knew Triss was with him?
Are you so sure of Sheila? There was something going on between her and Triss. I sensed a lot of tension.
A misunderstanding.
Maybe. Let's find Triss and clear everything up.
I need some time. What's going on out there?
Let's see.
More shit going down.
What's going on?
The peasants want to take pitchforks to King Demavend's son.
Why?
The Dragonslayer's servant is spreading rumors that Stennis poisoned Saskia. The commoners are in an uproar. They want to dispense justice.
Where's the prince?
Barricaded himself in his room, guarded by nobles. For the moment, the peasants are still respectful, but they are feverish. A fight is inevitable. Help us out. The situation is dire. I'm going to inform the other nobles.
You do that.
Dogs growl at cats, cats hiss at the dogs. A noble's a wolf to a peasant.
Forget those animalistic similes and take care of it. I'll try to locate Triss. And should anything happen to Prince Stennis, remember, we need his blood.
I remember.
Yes, that's right. We need his blood as the other ingredient for the cure. The antidote for Triss, not for Triss, for Saskia's poison. Okay, stop the peasants from lynching the prince. Time to go be persuasive as we... Oh, where do we need to go? We need to go this way. Okay. Up through the tunnel and around the corner.
Then a 3-day break before they bury you again, this time for good.
Okay.
Commoners claim it's our prince's doing.
Such judgment is above their station. I believe it's Henselt's provocation. He wants to drive a wedge between us.
Lots.
Lords will never be on the same side.
Humans only care how their asses rise as their stations do.
They're playing into Henselt's hands. If they start at each other's throats, we'll have to face the entire might of Kaedwen alone.
You can't mix water with fire.
Saskia could.
Guilt
And
must
you
be
see what they
proven.
did to her?
Otherwise, it's vigilante justice.
Too much conversation happening all at once. The Zoltan... Ah.
Geralt,
Here we go.
it's good to see you.
I wanted to talk to these guys.
The commoners claim Stennis is involved in Saskia's poisoning. They're looking to slaughter him.
Nobody to keep things peaceful.
Scalen Burden and his dwarves are trying to contain the mob, but they're badly outnumbered.
The plebs will yell a lot, beat someone up, and go home. As peasants do.
That would be foolish. They're not serfs anymore. The days of them humbly sowing and reaping are gone.
Looks like things are getting nasty.
Yay. Awesome.
Hear me! What do you want? I'm Scalen Burden. I keep order in Vergen.
Are doing a nice job then? Where was you when they poisoned Saskia?
Give us the prince! Get the flails! Stop! Yorvith. Squirrels. Everyone who wants to leave this yard in one piece, keep your hands off your weapons. I don't care if you're a serf or a lord. I'll kill you all if need be.
Yeah. Pull your head in.
The servant carrying wine during the feast said that Prince Stennis and Olcan poisoned Saskia. We want justice!
You want revenge. It's not the same thing.
We don't care. Saskia's fallen as if dead, while the poisoning prince and noble lords rush to herd us onto the field and sell us to Henselt. We won't let them!
You lie, Colton. Nobody's being sold out. The poisoner must be caught and tried by law.
Your law? What then? He'll pay a fine and get spanked on his ass? We'll spank him all right, with an axe to the throat!
Where's this servant?
Safe. The Scoia'tael keep an eye on him.
Why is the prince hiding in his house if he's innocent?
Enough! I'll shoot the first to reach for a weapon. Then heads will start falling.
There's more of us. You can't kill every...
Then you'll be first. Now back off!
Well played, Yorvith.
We need
all
to
right.
act quickly.
Okay.
What's your plan?
I'll frighten them a little. Bleed them if need be. I'll buy you some time, but be swift. I can't hold them off for long. Question the peasants and the nobles, and talk to the dwarves. Maybe you can get to meet Stennis.
Even if he's guilty, I'm sure he's prepared a suitable story.
You'll know how to sort the sheep from the goats. Also, find the servant who started talking so suddenly.
Yes, very...
Won't have time to talk to everyone, though, that's for sure.
Humans only care how their asses
Oh.
rise as their stations do.
Talk to those gathered in the square. We don't have much time.
They start at each other's
Oh, lovely.
Kaedwen alone.
Each other's
You
throats.
can't mix water with fire.
This is
Say,
nonsense.
Witcher, come over here.
Gain with the
And you see
virgin's
what they
death.
did to her?
Back at Jelly.
What do you want?
We of noble birth always had to protect the plebs from their own stupidity. If not for us, the world...
I don't have time to listen to songs praising the nobility. Know anything about the attempt on Saskia's life?
No, I don't. But whatever the truth, the mob cannot lynch one of royal blood.
So truth means nothing to you. That's what makes us different.
I didn't say I don't care about truth. Just keep in mind, there's a world order that mustn't be destroyed.
Yeah, nobles.
Allows injustice.
If the prince turns out to be involved in this attempted murder, he should face a tribunal. The rabble doesn't understand the principles ruling the world.
Or they do understand them and simply don't like them.
Saskia is a wise woman, but there's one thing she doesn't take into consideration. This war will be over one day. Who will sow the crops and milk the cows then? Saskia called the serfs to arms. Do you think they'll want to plough fields again?
You may be right, but it's certainly not my business who'll plough your fields. Farewell.
Guilt must be proven. Otherwise,
that's a waste of time. The peasants are gonna say, oh, where's the servant?
Save your threats for your hog-smelling woman.
Serfs and lords will never be on the same side. Who will the Witcher
Humans only care how their asses rise as the stations do.
They're playing into Henselt's hands. If they start...
Why is he lingering about? Like the stench in a dwarven hovel.
Those witchers be craving gold. This one's sure to say the prince is innocent, then sting Stennis for a pouch.
He better search for a lad who served the Virgin instead of pissing around.
Yeah, once done with the prince, he'd better take care of the magnets. Throwing their weight about too much they are.
Okay, where is this servant?
What's it really all about? Who's backing you?
We want justice.
We don't need no one backing us. We knows what to do.
How would you punish the prince?
If a lad counts hens wrong, he'll be flogged. What should we then do with a man poisoning others?
Kill him.
A land without a ruler is a nightmare.
We have a ruler, the Virgin of Eden.
It's not certain she'll live.
Then we'll choose another who'll manage. But he must be one of us lads. That way he'll understand us.
And all people is gonna be equal, our way.
And the non-humans?
We have enough dung on the fields. Let non-humans find a non-human land.
Away with them.
No, this is supposed to be an equal land of all.
The prince stood right next to Saskia during the council. Did he have access to the wine cellar beforehand?
How should I know?
Why flap your mouth then?
The prince is a wealthy lord. Bribing a skivvy to poison the wine is nothing to him.
Just because someone can afford gold teeth doesn't mean they'll pull their healthy ones. You know Saskia's servant?
Willie of the Oblates. He handled the wine, indeed, but loves the Virgin like a sister and mother put together.
He'd gladly get quartered for her.
Where's this Willie of yours?
Hiding in his shack, afraid of them lords. Squirrels guard him.
And that's where we need to go. Find...
Give us this horsepower
with fire.
Rolling dung.
Talk to the suspect present. Peasant, not present. Right, so we need to go... Oh, jeez. We need to go out and around this goddamn town.
Change your tone when we put a sickle to your throat.
How do we get back out?
Threats for your hog-smelling woman.
Faithful the mist and commoners and nobles are at each other's throats.
Shit, which is the way out of here?
What would the prince gain with the Virgin's death?
I could tell you what he lost with her life.
Sorry.
As I see it, every princeling likes to...
It's good to see someone's
Guilt
taking
must be
care of
proven.
it.
Otherwise, it's vigilante justice.
I'll grant you that.
Otherwise, it's vigilante justice. Hey, Dandelion, this is still not the correct way. I don't know how the timer works for this quest, but we have limited time. Or hell breaks
Serfs and lords will never be on the same side.
If not for that damned Yorvith, the serfs would probably be hanging the prince by now.
There we go.
What should I do?
Are you the suspect? Willie, yes.
I've been looking for you.
I don't know you.
You caused quite a commotion. Afraid of something?
No, nothing.
You're lying.
I didn't do nothing. Didn't say nothing, don't know nothing, and didn't see nothing.
Right.
Tell me everything you know about the attempt on Saskia's life.
I heard the priest talking with the prince. This goody-goody said the Virgin is really a beast under her fair skin.
What priest?
Priest.
Olcan, the one killed.
so there's no way I can check if you're lying.
I swear on my mother's grave I speak the truth.
What else did you hear? Tell me.
I was putting Saskia's room in order when the priest came to the prince's chamber next door. They wasn't speaking loud, but I heard the priest say, "Just clear the servants from the kitchen." Nothing more. Reverend Alkan, only he could tell you how it was, beginning to end.
He died.
They aren't very talkative.
What about what they leave behind? There may be clues or some such.
Maybe.
No,
True.
believe me anyway.
Find the priest's house, ask Cecil for help. Okay. So, when we started this chapter, there was, when the battle sort of unfolded with the cursed battlefield. Actually, no, it was before the cursed battlefield.
Let him swing.
But Saskia and Prince Stennis had to fight a bunch of dudes, and some priest guy that was with them died. Apparently I've chosen a terrible route, but anyway, we're getting there. He was killed. So if he had set things in motion already to poison Saskia, then his plan worked, but he's also dead.
To the recruiting station.
I'd ask Cecil for help. Where is Cecil? Inside his house here, yes? Yes. Man, every priest we come across in this game series, they're all dicks.
They lie in wait for their lord and prince. Humans are an odd lot. I certainly hope Scalan can clean up this mess. What can I do for you, Witcher?
Okay.
I need to know where Reverend Olkin used to live.
Simple. Let me show you on the map. It's about right here.
Thank you very much.
See you, Governor.
Search Olkin's room. Technology, Reverend Olkin. How far are we traipsing now? Okay, through... Go the route we do to get to the merchants. Oh, hang on. I think I took a wrong turn. No, this is right because we walk through the tunnel here. Yep, got it. Nailed it. What's this? Matthias Foster performed 180% of his quota. What have you done to fulfill the plan? Propaganda and stuff. House over here. Looks like it. Human enclave.
Strange aura.
Strange aura. Interesting. Wink. Only walk. There's a lot of books in the middle here. More orange and search the desk. Olkin's notes. Okay, Olkin's notes. That is not something I can read. Looks like a tankard, a fancy dwarven tankard of some kind. Looks cool. But I don't know what to do with it. What does our quest log now say? Oh, the walls have ears. Okay. In Olkin's room, Geralt found a set of designs for a goblet identical to the one Saskia had used during the council. The designs clearly implicated Olkin as an accessory to Saskia's poisoning. Yet they did not solve the mystery as a whole. Geralt's investigation was still open, so he decided to continue his search for clues. He went to talk to Vergen's inhabitants. So back we go to the mob that is forming. So it's like he had a identical mug or tankard. Likely, I'm guessing, would have a secret compartment that could fit some poison in it. Then poison the user is my guess. Alright, jogging simulator 2023.
Shut your trap if you don't know what's going on.
I can tell you what you...
Yeah, don't gossip. Helps no one. Alright. Now what's going on here?
Go get the lads, we won't stand for this.
Humans only care how their asses rise as their stations
I'll cut
do.
the block off the next man who dares try his luck.
If they start at each other's throats, we'll have to face
Give
the
us this
entire amount of
horsepower.
Kedwin alone.
Rolling
You
dung,
can't
you
mix
silly
water
dog.
with fire.
You would change your tea, could.
Why
Relax.
is he lingering about? Like the stench in a dwarven hovel.
Those witches be craving gold.
Oh, you've sent this before.
You better say.
Yeah, Winston with the...
Oh, no, we've done that. Now what are we
See what they
doing?
did to her?
Wait for events to unfold.
Rolling dung, you silly dog.
You would change your tongue.
Where's Yorvith?
A sickle to your throat.
Save your threats.
The back.
Saskia's on the bier with Henselt at the gates. Wraiths fill the mist and commoners and nobles are at each other's throats. Lovely.
It's a right political mess, isn't it, Zoltan?
Bad. The peasants are furious. They finally have a chance to strike back for all the wrongs.
The noblemen won't yield.
They're a cowardly lot.
They know their heads will follow Stennis's.
It's a deadlock, with the prince's guilt still to be proven.
Yarpen says it's someone from Edern. Sheldon, on the other hand, would shave his beard if it's not Hensel's spies.
Anyone reached the prince in his chamber?
Not even close. The nobles guard him like a matron does her ward's hiney.
If the rabble slaughters the prince, there'll be no stopping them. They'll start doing things their own nasty way.
That's why the nobles will support the prince, even if they believe he's guilty.
I'm sure Stennis's hands are dirtier than a peasant girl's fucked in a barn.
Wow. That's graphic. Thanks, Zoltan.
Why would Sheldon suspect Henselt?
He'd sooner reach an agreement with Stennis than Saskia. Her death would be very convenient.
Zoltan?
I'm wondering how anyone could manage to poison the wine. Saskia's a quick-witted lass. She doesn't let just anyone near. Someone she knew must have done it.
What we
Has
found.
Yarpen got any evidence?
No, Yarpen's an old cook and says he's got a feeling. Ploughing soothsayer.
He might be right with those feelings. After all, not just anyone can pass through the Wraith's mist. It has to be someone local.
So it never crossed your mind that Henselt might have sent someone here before those ghosts appeared.
Give us this horsepower.
Rolling dung, you silly dog.
You would change your tone when we put a sickle to your throat.
Save your
Anyone
threats
so
for your
much as
hog-smelling
switches.
Why is he lingering?
Ah, stop talking to this guy. Get more opinions. We haven't got much time.
Can we have a word?
Why not? I'm Ogden, a founder. I cast mugs, plates, chalices. You need any, Witcher?
We're good.
Thanks. The tableware in the council chamber is your handiwork?
It is. Made it back in Mayor Farragut's time. Since then, each and every goblet has hit the floor dozens of times, and what happened? Nothing. Because they're steel. My goblets are indestructible, impervious to both the fury of sovereigns and servants who are all thumbs.
Saskia's chalice was new.
Aye, it was. Back in Mayor Farragut's day, Avenger Saskia was no more than an itch in her da's breeches.
Who ordered the goblet from you?
That goblet was a gift. A way for the folk of Vergen to pay tribute to Saskia. I got the honor of casting and presenting it to our lovely leader. The lass liked it so much, she's not used any other vessel since she received it.
Or so she thought.
Was the order for a normal goblet?
Not a chance. It was supposed to be a gift. I ornamented it richly, even on the inside. Not terribly practical, that, as it's hard to get clean. Some scum is bound to remain. But I wanted it looking downright regal, worthy of our Saskia.
The other chalices were not ornamented on the inside?
Course not.
Any chance there could have been two identical goblets?
Why, there's no craftsman that comes close to me in Vergen.
Could someone have tried to copy your handiwork?
Ha! I know of one who's been trying for years, but he's a fumbler, a screw-up. He's not produced one decent vessel. They all look like the work of a drunken elf. Thorax, his name.
Ah, we killed him. Thorax dead. Damn it.
See you at the inn. We'll grab a beer.
Enough of this charade! Try to be reasonable, folks! Sit down and talk in peace.
We've talked enough! Come on, lads, let's drag the prince from his hovel!
Vergen's not a cesspit for anyone to shit in. There are laws to abide, and Scalen Burden's job is to uphold them.
There's no law allowing a serf to threaten a king's scion. I, Silgrat, brother of Seltkirk, the greatest knight to walk Edirnian land, say so.
Does it matter who was born in a castle and who in a pigsty? Any fool can prejudge and condemn. It's easier to accuse than to prove guilt.
Yes.
A peasant servant claims that Prince Stennis supposedly attempted to kill Saskia. Why would the prince do such a dastardly deed? Bear in mind how eminent is his lineage.
That's why! The mongrel covets the crown!
Do you even remember how valorous he was towards Saskia during the negotiations with Henselt?
Pretending to be with her he was, sly fox. Taking the simple peasants in. But us lads ain't so dumb as you lords think.
See for yourselves how the commoners hate the prince, spitting venom like adders. They hatched a plot to dispose of him.
Saskia's servant said that...
Where is this servant, might I ask? If he's got something to say, why does he hide like a thief? The answer is simple. He's a fraud.
He's hiding to save his skin from you, whoresons. Squirrels have to guard him.
One last question. How could the prince poison Saskia? It's a known fact that servants taste wine from the barrels before the virgin sips it.
No need to poison the wine. Smearing the poison inside the chalice would be enough.
I never heard of anyone poisoning a chalice.
You haven't heard much, then. One of the Emperor's forebears died after sampling some lamb. He was always scared of poison and ate supper with his cook. The murderer spread poison on one side of a knife. Then he cut the meat so that only a small piece was poisoned.
The witch is right. Give us Stennis.
Saskia's got her own chalice.
It was commissioned from one of the dwarves. The order came with a very detailed drawing.
Even so, how did it come into Saskia's hand?
A good point. We can't be sure if the prince poisoned the wine.
Stennis is blowing hot and cold. Everyone knows that.
You were supposed to prove his guilt, not insult him, yokel.
Tell us who else would do it. A peasant wanted to hurt the miss? Never. It's cause of her you noble dogs can't ignore us. A pig won't cut its own throat. A peasant's not foolish enough to raise his hand against his savior.
Perhaps it is no peasant's deed. However, that doesn't mean the prince is guilty, fool.
Answer me this. Was not Stennis' room next to Saskia's? Do not the wines come from his own lice-ridden cellar? Can he not enter the Virgin's kitchen at will? Yes. His serene Damed the prince can, curses on his kin. Nobody in Vergen wants to kill Saskia. And even if they wanted, nobody but Stennis could do it.
You're wrong, Colton. Reverend Olkin wanted to get rid of Saskia. He thought she was a monster at heart.
Olkin was on Stennis' leash like a dog.
How dare you, lout! Do you imagine if someone sits next to a married lady, he's surely fucking her?
The priest tried to convince Prince Stennis to join the conspiracy.
Is Stennis some dimwit foundling that he dances to a lousy priest's tune? Olcan got what he deserved when Henselt cleaved his head. Now it's Stennis' time.
There is no proof the prince agreed.
The priest asked him for admittance to the kitchen.
So he didn't poison the Virgin himself, but allowed her to be poisoned.
Those are just words. Too much guesswork and not enough evidence. You can't convict anyone based on that.
A lot of words.
This is dangerous.
I am not afraid. Fear is a commoner's trait, unfit for one with royal blood running in his veins. What do you want, to judge me? Is a prince a common thief who steals a dozen eggs at the market? You stand before royal majesty, and you raise your hands against it. In this world there are crimes that can be forgiven, and crimes that, by any means, cannot. Just as a mother killing her own child, or a man slitting his own brother's throat cannot be forgiven. A crime against one anointed by the gods themselves also cannot be condoned. He who raises hand against divine right is not worthy to walk this world. And what about he who poisons the Virgin of Edirn? Firstly, Saskia is alive, so no one can blame me for her death. Secondly, you have no proof that it was I who tried to murder her. And thirdly, I assure all gathered here, I won't rise above the law. However, only she, the Virgin of Edirn, can judge me. Can it? And if Saskia won't get well, who's gonna judge you? I believe she can be cured. But But if the gods decide otherwise, we'll summon a coven of the wise who can pass just sentence.
Those are words worthy of a true sovereign.
No, that's quite right.
I am the one you should look to for guidance. Let my deeds be the flame that lights up your darkness.
The prince has a right to a fair trial, no matter if he's guilty or not. We can't deny him that. What will the peasants do if we hand them the prince? Will they hear him out? No. They'll hang him from the nearest tree or tear him limb from limb. What will happen if we allow a lynching? What if people see that might makes right? Who'll guarantee they won't desire to avenge their wrongs, real and imagined? Who'll protect people whose only fault is noble birth from the exasperated mob? And where will it lead?
Good speech, Geralt. Good speech. So he's being taken away. So he did let the priest into the kitchen. So the notes
Peasants
say.
are furious.
They didn't dare mount a frontal attack.
But they haven't forgotten about Stennis, and won't. It'll be that way until Saskia regains consciousness.
She won't keep order by strength alone.
Unless it's a great strength.
We need an authority figure, and royal blood.
5 courts go to waste in the Dwarven dungeon at the moment.
There's also Henselt.
What?
Going into that haunted mist is madness. Stealing Stennis away would be easier.
No. Anything involving Stennis will cause a riot.
I've had enough of the peasants and nobles barking. Saskia's the best leader I know, but she can't hope to defeat Henselt's army with this rabble, which is why I'm going to get reinforcements.
Where?
4 Scoia'tael units await in hiding to the east. Time to summon them.
You'll make it in time?
I must.
Okay. Damn, that was a whole bunch of stuff. I think I navigated it okay, although probably could have been a bit better at the start when I admitted that one of them had a good point, and I should have said, no, that doesn't sound right. But anyway, the prince is just locked away, not dead. The conflict is resolved. I agree with you, Theo. The nobles are all dicks, and the Prince Stennis sounds like a bit of a knob, but he has taken a pretty righteous or, you know, noble path there, so I can't fault him for that. So, royal blood. Well, we still need to get some blood from Henselt. He's underway. Only some one source. We're going to go to Henselt of Kedwin. God damn it! So we can't get any blood off of Prince Stennis. God damn it! All right, suspect Thorak. If, dear reader, you have not lost your way in the tangled but interesting tale of Geralt's stay in Vergen, you may remember Thorak, a dwarf who died by the witch's hand. Geralt searched his corpse and found a key. Oh yes, we found a key. And where there's a key, there's a chest. And as it turns out, the contents of Thorak's chest was of import to the investigation of Saskia's poisoning. Yes, I forgot we got that. Find a lock compatible with Thorak's key. Okay. Well, I think it was up here, was it not? This is where he was hanging out. Let's go check that out. How do we get out of here? I've already forgotten. This way. Thank you, quest log, narrated by Dandelion. That actually helps. He was on the northern side of the town. Oh, so much politics going on. Give me good old-fashioned conspiracies and scandals and such. This is not the right place. This is Haggard's spot. He's the other crafter. Over here. God damn it. I went past it. Wait. Shoot. Nope, wrong one. Oh, this town is so confusing. And the mini-map swiveling actually makes it more confusing for me. Alrighty, so up here somewhere. So this is where Thorak and his lackeys hung out. Who is this guy? Bowood. We talk? Or we can trade. Well, I don't want to do that. Go inside. Is this where Thorak hung out? Yes, here we go. Alkin's receipt, empty bottle, and a diagram for meteorite. Unlocked. Here we go. Oh, and we got some money as well. Oh shit, we got a lot of XP for that. Okay, we've leveled up again too. Alkin's receipt. I received the ordered chalice and am forwarding the first payment as agreed. Know, however, that the ornamentation was sloppily executed. The object as a whole looks shoddy and is hardly identical to the original. If the item ultimately serves its purpose and my needs, you will receive the remainder of your remuneration immediately after the council. Alkin. So this is what Alkin ordered from Thorak. And Questlog now says... In Thorak's chest, Geralt found a note confirming the receipt of an ornate item. Another man might have ignored the scribbles, but during his life, our hero had read so many abandoned letters, notes, and secret documents that he could easily have become an archivist. Effortlessly, he recognized that the receipt had been penned by Alkin, and the item in question was a replica of Saskia's goblet used to commit the crime. Okay, so we have that answer, but we don't know how involved Stennis was still, because ultimately the priest was part of Stennis's posse, right? Okay. Still gotta wait for some shit to dissipate there. Talk to Philippa. This is for finding Triss. And we need to find Royal. Let's continue to find Triss, I think. Let's go see Henslet, you say. You love that mission, Theo. Elvin. Well, okay, we can do that. I was going to suggest maybe we talk to Philippa about Triss some more. We need to cross the battlefield to get some blood. And we still have to find Triss in order to get the Rose of Remembrance for the final piece to cure Saskia. I don't have a waypoint marker. We're going to go just out of town, I guess, and across the mist. Hope you like a bit of stealth, though. Oh. No, I do not. Okay, let's see if we can go across. No, we want to go, because that's going to be... Oh, yeah, that'll work. Follow it around to the right. The right way. So, Theo, Elvin, I assume we just got to go out of town across the battlefield. It doesn't give me a quest marker. It doesn't give me a waypoint at the moment.
Don't try anything.
Or do we get more hints from the likes of Philippa and Triss if we get that sorted out first? Or do we just make it up and see what happens? Okay, let's see. Once again, we head out of town. Quick. Cannot remember? No worries. Well, I've saved back there, just exiting town, so if it all goes tits up, we'll just load and continue down another route until we have more info. So let's go forwards and left. You know, it was pretty easy to get there. Cool. All right, so here is the battlefield into the mist. I don't know how many wraiths we're going to have to fight, so let's drink a couple of potions. Oh, we've got some talent points to spend. We'll do that too. Oh, we might need Philippa to reach across the battlefield. Well, shall we go and speak to Philippa first then? Our Quen unlocks the heliotrope sign. Activated once adrenaline bar is completely charged. Allows the regeneration of adrenaline through signs. Okay, so that will give us a couple of abilities through signs then. All right, there we go. Now let's talk to Philippa first in case she has a way for us to get across the battlefield. And steps us one bit closer to finding Triss. Yeah, we've leveled up a whole bunch. We've leveled up a few times tonight. Some of these quests were worth a lot of XP, so yeah, that's kind of paid off for us. Ronan! Ronan! And she's up and around there, yep. Alright, she's holed up in here. Cutscene! She's having some fun with her apprentice, yep. Ha! Don't mind me, as you were.
I tried locating Triss, but the mist disrupts the megascope. There's a weak signal nearby, probably on the other side.
In the Kedweni camp?
You'll have to pass through the mist.
The mist is full of wraiths.
I'll help you. I'm continuously scanning the battlefield. I'll show you the way through. I'll find you when you enter the mist.
Farewell, then.
We still need royal blood.
Yes.
Henselt.
We need his blood, not his death.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not a Kingslayer?
Alright, as you were, miss. Oh, no, the apprentice has disappeared. Oh, and she's gone to sleep. Was the apprentice in here? Can we talk to Cynthia? Ah.
Who are you?
I'm Cynthia, a mage in training. Philippa is my mentor.
Yes, mentor.
No need for that. True, she's a demanding mistress, but she can also be charming. Besides, she's the best there is, Witcher. She has no equals, excepting perhaps the old elven sorceresses. You should see her cast spells. Light and graceful she is, not like that old tart de Tanzaville.
Yeah, we definitely made the right choice, Theo. This is definitely where we wanted to be. Good choice.
Just out of curiosity, how much does a magic course cost these days?
I'm certain you can't afford it, Witcher. Besides, you're too old.
No matter. I have a few of my own tricks as it is.
You mean Witcher's signs? Philippa can conjure up the illusion of a garden full of flowers, fruit trees, and young elves of both sexes copulating merrily all the day. And the illusion is complete. The flowers have an aroma. The fruit and she-elves are juicy.
Invite me over the next time she conjures up this garden. I'd gladly see it. Professional curiosity.
Naturally. But I doubt Philippa's in the mood for complicated illusions. She focuses all her efforts on Saskia.
You know Sheila?
I've seen her cast spells. I've seen all the great sorceresses at work. Sheila's quite manly in her style. Precise, logical, exceptionally composed. But she lacks grace and suppleness.
Is that your opinion? Or are you just repeating what Philippa says?
We agree in our assessment. Triss Marigold, on the other hand, is talented. But she lacks determination, courage, and a certain cold willfulness that seems necessary.
That's interesting.
Kira Metz and Margarita Low-Antiel are both blasé, seemingly resigned. One's a hedonist and nymphomaniac, the other cares only about her school. They lost enthusiasm for magic long ago. Then there's Francesca Finderbear. Nobody really knows what the old she-elf is capable of.
An elf?
But she's clearly very powerful.
I take it Philippa has none of these flaws, but she must have some weakness.
Ambition. Infinite, boundless, and burning like the Korath Desert.
So Francesca's an elf. I didn't know that. Right. Now, I've just noticed too, I didn't have the recording running for a few minutes there, so the edited versions on YouTube are going to have a few minutes of lower quality. Apologies to that for that, but all sorted now. Live stream unaffected, though.
I'm trying to learn something about the Wild Hunt.
Very interesting phenomenon, like all mysterious things.
Willing to share what you know?
Well, I would be. Provided you found the notes of Morton Collis first. He devoted almost his entire life to researching the hunt. We could go into detail if you had his scribblings.
I got something. Yeah.
I found Morton Collis's notes.
So, let's see what you've learned.
Well, there are a few documented facts, but Collis notes the existence of plenty of myths and legends.
Very true. Where shall we start, then?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Collis claims the hunt's appearance can be predicted by observing the Orcan Nebula.
And eclipses affect how often it appears. In any case, it arrives on the winter solstice, though not necessarily every year.
Collis calculated that the hunt slips into our world in those years when the nebula is in the eastern sky.
Okay, learning more about the Wild Hunt, which is going to be good to know about, I guess, when we get to The Witcher 3, which is all about the Wild Hunt.
First and foremost, Collis studied the hunt's movement.
Oh, it's well known that the Wild Hunt moves north to south, never in the opposite direction.
That's what I remember, and Collis's research confirms it. I'm just having trouble understanding why that is.
The retinue's trajectory brings it into our world at the North Pole. Thus, once here, the wraiths can only move south.
Okay.
When I pursued the hunt, I passed through many abandoned villages.
Well, the Wild Hunt abducts young people.
What for?
The wraiths might need workers, warriors, or meat.
Collis seems to favor the slave theory.
And as humans, does he not do they not abduct elves?
What's the sorceress's take on the hunt?
The topic makes them uneasy. Since the Council and Conclave banned the use of mind spells, the Wild Hunt has been a taboo topic.
There's some link between mental spells and the cavalcade?
Both addle the brain. Anyone who has come in contact with the Wild Hunt has experienced mental instability that either takes the form of insanity or amnesia. You see, the wraiths emit a magnetic field that severely distorts perception and impedes brain functions.
Interesting. Well, Geralt had some amnesia, but it could be because he technically might have died briefly.
People say the hunt's appearance is an omen of war.
In our times, wars are so frequent, we might even consider flights of honking geese as their harbinger. The hunt traverses our world in winter. Wars usually break out in spring, but only because rulers wish their soldiers to die in battle rather than of cold.
Let's summarize.
Based on his observations and calculations of the Wild Hunt's movements, Collis arrived at two equally important conclusions. The first was that the hunt is made up of knights who perished in various worlds and have reconvened as a retinue of vengeance. His second hypothesis states that an unknown, extremely powerful force multiplies wraiths, whose task is to travel between worlds in search of slaves. Both theories seem probable.
Each time someone runs into the hunt, the wraith's magnetic field causes their mind to descend into chaos. By inference, another meeting with the hunt and its field should reverse the effects of the first.
Oh.
Perhaps. Someone who lost their memory or their mind on their first meeting with the hunt could recover either on the second meeting. But I'm afraid that's unproved. Anyone who has managed to escape the wraiths would rather die than meet them again.
So, you can lose or recover your memory by meeting the Wild Hunt.
Do you know something I don't?
I have amnesia, but my memory's been coming back since a certain event.
Since when?
Since I killed a spectre, the king of the Wild Hunt.
Okay. That was interesting. Now we also have a waypoint marker. So, Theo, yes, I'm glad we came to Philippa first before attempting a path through the mist, because the mist is impenetrable.